Hi guys, it's Belle here and welcome back for the next card in the hashtag ABCJLC challenge hosted by the lovely Jodi over at Jodi Lewis Creations. As always, her channel will be linked down below. Do go check that out. You can still take part in this challenge. These cards can be so quick and simple to put together, and they're such a lot of fun, especially with the randomness of the prompts. So let's get into today's make. It is letter N, and can I just say what lovely prompts we have again for this one. We have napkin, name, new, and the bonus prompt, which you don't have to do but can do, is negative space. So let's get into today's make. Now, my interpretation of negative space is that it's more of a blank space that you're not decorating, that's kind of left, an area that's left. So I have been playing my jelly plate, and this was one that went a bit wrong because of the paper. I don't know. The jelly plates I find to be so temperamental and finicky, and I love the effects of them, but I'm not really enjoying working with them. So I thought this would be a great background. This is going to be my negative space because it's kind of a creamy colour, and I know it's got a little bit there, but you don't have to have lots of negative space. It doesn't say lots, it just says some negative space. So this is one we are going to use because I actually really like how kind of grungy this one looks. So we're going to use this in the background and then go over the top. Now I have decided, because I'm still kind of in creep on June mode because I'm working on the journal, and I've been working on lots of kind of die sets and things, die cuts sets for you guys, that I want to use one of the images and kind of do it in the style of Creep on June 25, because why not? Why not? I'm loving it so much. I cannot for the life of me right now find, oh, there it is. I've been loving it so much. I loved my makes. I'm enjoying making the journal. Like, why not just continue? Now I know some of you are going to go, oh, Belle, you could have scanned that so you'd have another version. I could have. I haven't, but I could have. I think if it was a better one, I would have, but I don't think it's one that I need to worry about not having scanned. I'm also going to use it as my tab to follow that negative space through on the make. So I'm going to do that in a second too, but let's just get this background on here as well. So I hope you are all having a lovely week. There we go. Oh, doesn't that look? I love that. I'm actually going to put this bit because this doesn't look as negative. This has got pattern on it. Even though I love that, we're going to turn it and we're going to have this piece. Okay. Yeah, I hope you are all having a wonderful week. It is still super ridiculously hot. We had a few days actually where the heat went, and certain areas were really lucky because they managed to get storms. We had a tiny bit of rain here, but not enough in my view. Okay, I need to think. This needs to go here. So let's put that there. So yes. And apparently it's just going to keep getting higher. And I know I said I wasn't going to talk about the weather because I'm talking about it a lot in every single video. But guys, it's super hot and that's just the way it is. So I'm talking about it. Oh, you can't do anything. You do a simple task like wash the dishes or hang out the washing, and suddenly you're like, oh my goodness. I need to just sit down and rest now. Okay. I really, really like this. We're going to do it portrait as well. And I'm going to add the napkin next. That's what I'm going to do. So I have this napkin. That's all words. And I thought this would work. We could have it like that. This would work really, really nicely on here. Again, I know if you use a paintbrush with some water on it, it helps if you're ripping napkins. But again, I'm not too bothered. Oh my goodness, I just love that. I don't know if there's a name on there. There could very well be a name on that napkin. But fear not, because I have another way of putting a name on the napkin without worrying in case, you know, without having to check through. Now I'm using the Galleria matte medium. I don't like this. Do you see how, oh my gosh, it's got to move from there. Do you see how, what's the word, liquidy this is? Yeah, I am not a fan of this. But I have the whole bottle, so I'm going to be using it on projects. Probably not on projects for my journals and things like that. But on projects like this, I can use it until it's all used up. I'm just going to have to go and buy myself another Mod Podge. I know not everyone likes Mod Podge, which I get. But I do. This is all wrinkling as well with the glue underneath. But that's okay. That'll just add. So I bought this when it was on offer, and I'm not a fan. I have read on the back that it can be used with paints, so maybe that's why it's thinner, because if you're going to mix it with another, it's almost like water as it comes out. Maybe if you're going to mix it with another medium, then having it thicker wouldn't really work. And I'm sure it works for lots of projects. It's just not one that I am enjoying using for my projects. But for things like these little challenges, it works just fine. So I will still get use out of it because I'm not going to waste it. I am going to dry this. Okay, now I think I've shown you this before, but a great way to get napkin off a piece is to use... I often use an old emery board that I have that works brilliantly, and you can just kind of get it off easier than if you were to rip it or cut it. It just gives you a cleaner edge and a little bit of interest. So that's definitely an option if you haven't seen that before. I know many of you will have, but as I said, I'm always quite aware that there's lots of new people coming to crafting. So just in case, an old emery board. And you can pick these up so cheap from shops. And they last for ages when you're using them for craft. And I also usually then go over my napkins with it just to really soften the napkin, blend it more, get rid of any kind of ridges that are sticking up too much. Yeah, I just kind of do that as well. I didn't even see that side. Must have been hidden behind. So there we go. All right, so we have that. And I do think I want to come on with just a little bit of my ground espresso just to go around the edge. And no surprise, I'm going to be working with Frankenstein's Creature. It's an image I haven't worked with from the kit. Not Frankenstein's Creature, I've worked with that a lot. But it's one of the images of Frankenstein's Creature that I haven't worked with from the kit. And you will all know by now that I just really enjoy working with him. So there we go, just to do that a little bit. Brilliant. Oh, I love that. I love how that looks, actually. Okay, now where is he? Where is he? So I've picked this image. Look how dapper he looks. And I thought he's going to go well, really well there. So I've just got lots of bits now, guys, and we're just going to build up. So we've got napkin, we've got negative space, we need new, and we need name. Now, on this little piece, it says Dr. F. Everson. So I thought that would work as our name. Up there, maybe. That would look nice. And actually, these could work for new as well, these little labels, because these are the Tracy Fox labels from the exhibit, which is one of her kits just recently out. So it's a new kit. And so it would work for that as well, if I wanted to use it for that. But I don't, but I'm just saying it would work for that prompt as well. I'm going to have that come down and maybe that go on top. Like so. I like that, but we're going to be adding other things. So let's just ink this and glue it behind him. I have got some cogs, so we're going to add some cogs to pieces. I just want to actually add this to the back of here. I mean, he kind of looks like a doctor, so maybe Frankenstein has found a way to become, I think I'm going to glue this down, a doctor. And, you know, who knows? Maybe. Let's have a look. I also have this fun number that could work somewhere. Oh, wouldn't it go great there if it wasn't for the fact I have to put the N there? Do also have a little potion bottle. So instead of all those labels, we could have the potion bottle. I want to add some of the cogs to places. Definitely add some of the cogs. Maybe what would go better up there is the green. It's going to stand out more on that negative space. See? I thought I had more cogs. Oh, I do. Hold on. I know I'd pulled a few more out. Maybe the red would work really well down there. So we can have that. Maybe this one. Kind of like that one, I think. And then the gold. Maybe. Okay, so we've got that so far. Aha, I've also got this piece that is, yes, another cog. I did want to add it maybe on top of the potion bottle. I mean, it goes. I think it goes. You guys might be like, no, Belle, it really doesn't. Doesn't go at all. But I think it goes. Okay, let's start adding a few pieces to places for this one. So we've got napkin, negative space, napkin, negative space, and name, because we've got the name up there. Now, I've got a few options for new. As I often do, I'm only going to half stick him down because I don't know yet what I want to put underneath in places. So, and I actually have another option for negative space, which is a bit random, but I also think it will work. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh no, it wasn't that one I was using, it was this one. Pick the right one, Belle. Oh, I love this. Nice and simple, but I'm hoping it will be effective. So that's what I'm hoping. Could put another one on top and then have that one on top with it too. But I feel like I like this underneath actually. Could stick out a bit more. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So yes. Just like so. Okay, I don't think I want anything else underneath unless I do want another exhibit one. Like just kind of, I don't know, being out the side. No, I don't. So I'm going to glue this down now because I don't need anything else coming outside. I could add fabric, but I don't think I'm going to, although I might stitch around this. feel like he needs some stitching, don't you? Yeah, let's move that. Why is that in the way? All right then. Let's bring in our potion bottle. And I'm still thinking we can have another label. Or maybe we want the really dark green label. I kind of love the dark green one. We're going to cover some of it up anyway, so why not? Why not? And see we did. So let's do that. I just have so much fun with these things. So yes, I could have decided to use the Tracy piece as my new, because it's one of her new kits, but no, I think I have another option. We shall see. Even these are a new thing that I've been making, so they would work for it as well. That goes really well up there actually, and we see more of the potion bottle, so I like that. This might be where I can bring in a little bit of cheesecloth. That might work really well there. So yeah, although this is a new technique to me, as in I've only just started making them, I did use them during Creep on June, so I almost feel like that's cheating a little bit, because it's not new, but does it have to be new or just new? A new technique, a new product, a new kit, a new item, you know? Because as I said, I only started making these for the first time during Creep on June. I absolutely love how they look. The funny thing was, these are made out of metal cogs that are missing a big bit in the middle. Can you see all the green on that cog too? And at first I just thought, oh, there's such a waste. I'm not going to use those on things. I prefer the cogs that actually look like cogs like these or these, the metal ones. But then when I realized I could do this with them, I'm like, oh, now I need even more of those in a pack, because they just work so well with things. Now I'm thinking of bringing this on. We've still got the negative space behind, but I'm thinking of bringing this on. I don't want it here, because then there's so much here. Okay, the first thing I want to do is I'm going to actually stitch around Frankenstein's monster. Okay, so there we go. I've stitched all around here, and then I've done spare extra stitching here and extra stitching here, and now we have beautiful black threads hanging. So what I was thinking of bringing in was, this is cut from thick acrylic. I actually think it's cut from shrink plastic, and I was thinking of bringing that in. Now the new that I want to use, I have this stamp set by Crafted by Tony. It is, what one is it? Oh gosh, I got it the wrong way. Have I got it the wrong way around? It's her identity card stamp set. I don't think it has a number on it. But anyway, you should be able to find it on her channel. And this actually has names on here. It also has numbers and things. Now, these are new to me because I recently bought them, although you can already see I've been using them. But they're still new. It's a new product. So that's what I want to use. And the other thing that I have that I thought might be fun, I don't know though, so we're going to see. These are the Tim Holtz rub-ons, and in here there is a light bulb. Light bulb! Always reminds me of the Minions. And I was wondering about putting the light bulb on here and how that would look here. I kind of like it. Let's do it. You'll be able to see through it when I do it anyway. When trying to do this on something that is completely clear is interesting, shall we say. So I just love these rub-ons so much. They go on so easily onto most things. Look at that. So if we put this on here, you're still going to be able to see through it. Again, I could have put it over there, but I feel like there's too much there. I could have just have it hung sort of halfway. I mean, that would work too, actually. Oh, that would actually work. Could I have it right at the top? No, now I'm looking at it, I really like that on there. What I was thinking of trying to do though, and I don't think it's going to work, I was thinking of trying to put a name on here. We've just got the name Henry and it just says a name. So we don't need his whole name, do we? Let's try that. Okay, I'm going to get my black stays on. This is going to be interesting. I need my smaller pad, my small acrylic block rather. Okay, let's move everything. I'm going to need this on here like so. Black stays on. I'm going to ink this, and the first thing I'm going to do, as I do all the time, I tell you guys all the time, I always stamp off onto a piece of paper. See, that's why I always stamp off, because it just sort of warms the stamps up. Okay, is that Harry rather than Henry? I think it might be Harry. Now, there is more of the name on there and I don't want it all. So I'm going to cover this bit with the paper. And then we're going to try and stamp this. Fingers crossed for me, guys. I've got to try not to move it because it will smudge. If it doesn't work, we'll come up with something else. Oh, it is on there. Wait a minute, let me get something white. Can you see that? It does say Harry. There's just a little smudge there that makes it look more like happy. But it is actually a name. It worked. I'm super, super glad. So now, where is my pokey tool? Here we go. My little thing. Because I need to put a brad through here. I'm also going to need to stamp. And I think I'm going to stamp the letter now, in case the brad makes it difficult for the letter. So we have the letter N. Oh, I love how this one looks. I really, really do. Get so excited. And we're going to do this one in black as well. Yeah. Okay, cool. I mean, really, I should do it like that, but I'm going to do it this way. Only because when it's in the box, when it's with the others, it'll be on its side. So I need to kind of do that. Okay, let's sort that out in a minute. And now we're going to get the brad on here. And I've got one of my hand-dyed brads. And I'm not quite sure what happened, let's see, to the top. But firstly, it's slightly two different colours. And two, it's got a bit of texture on it. I think that's brilliant because it works really well for what I want it to work with. So that's going to be my brad holding that on. Now, I did have another option for negative space. I'm making sure I haven't rubbed Harry off there. It should have stuck. Yes, I have one of these that I was gifted. And this to me is negative space because it's got nothing in the middle of it. So I was thinking of bringing this on too. Wouldn't it be great if I could add it to the brad? But I love how the brad looks, so maybe not. But I could add it there. What do we think? I kind of like the fact that it's got a line on it, but it's still negative space. I forgot we had another name there, but I want to use the stamps because it's new. We've got that down there. I do like it down here too. Let me just have another look. No, I like it down here. So yes, I'm going to use this as well as my negative space. And we're going to use an extra bit from the stamp set because that's my new. So I want to use another piece from that as well. What great prompts. What wonderful prompts. Okay, let's have a look at the other bit. Firstly, let's put this back so it doesn't go missing. And we definitely need like, I think I want the word London. I feel like this Dr. F. Everson, works in London. That's where he's working. So let's make sure I'm just stamping that off again. Oh, beautiful. So let me really just get a lot of ink on there. And we're going to have this here, London. Oh, I love it. I really, really do. Okay. Right. And do we want a number on here? I love numbers. I add them all the time to things. So I'm sure most of you aren't surprised that I want to add a number. Maybe just a teensy-tantsy one. Teensy-tantsy number. Okay, let's add this one. Again, I'm going to stamp it off. You can't see me doing it. Let me bring this over because I'm just stamping it off onto my glue book. Okay. And I want to do this. I feel like actually what I should have done before I did the ink, move it over. Okay, because the Brad's there and I'm putting it right underneath London. Oh, I love it. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys, I think we're done. I need to add all that together. I can't lose that. Okay. So let's really come on now again with some ground espresso, because I feel like some of this, especially these peats, are a bit light on here. Let's bring it in a little bit. I would love to add some splatters, I think. I would love to add some splatters, but I don't know because I want to keep this negative space. I could add splatters here, but I feel like would it be all a bit too much if I did that? Maybe if I added them in gold or something, that would work. And now I'm just coming on with a little bit of black soot just around the edges, just to kind of give it more of a... So the ground espresso helps blend it all and make it look a bit aged. And then the black soot just gives it a frame. So we're doing that. And I did pull out, I don't know, but I did pull out some of the Tim Holtz tape. And I did wonder about adding this in spots. I just love this tape. I mean, I think I've said that I really like mine as well, the one I make myself, because it tends to be grungier than this, like darker in colour, because if you've been following me any length of time, you know when I say grungy, I want it to be as grungy as it can possibly be. I'm going to put that over like so. Okay, I've decided I'm going to add a little bit of gold splatter, just a little bit. So let me clear all this out of the way so that nothing else gets splattered. Okay, so I have my gold Winsor Newton ink. I've covered up his face, the name, the negative space there and the negative space up there, because I don't want it to be, I want those spaces to still be negative space. You've put quite a lot on him, haven't I? You probably did not need that much splatter on him. Okay, let me just clean this. Okay, even though he didn't need that much gold splatter, I actually think it looks great. And I love this piece. So let's see. First thing we needed was napkin. So we've used this napkin. I've used this napkin in the background. The word napkin. I think that looks brilliant. Name. So we've got the name here. And then, even though there's gold splatter on it, let me get you a little bit of, I just want a little bit of white paper so you can see. But we have the name on there as well. Then we have new. So new to me is, this is a new technique. This was gifted to me, so that's new. And the other new thing was I use this new identity card stamp set by Crafted by Tony. I will link her down below. And then negative space. Now we have a few options for this. This is the area I wanted left as negative space. But also I think this works really well for negative space because there's nothing in that. And if you wanted to, you could even say the acrylic has negative space all around it because it's clear. But I'm not classing that. For me, it's this bit and it's this bit. And I love this piece. Look at the texture. Can you see the texture on top of here too? I don't know what that texture is, but there is some, which is brilliant. And I've used one of my old one of my new jelly plate prints that I've made that obviously didn't work. So that could be new as well, but you can see some of the pattern coming through in areas, and it just gives that negative space a bit more depth because it's this pale kind of yellowy beige cream with a little bit of speckling with black paint in the background. So it just makes it look more interesting. I love this. I love the fact that this moves, so you've got movement on here that looks interesting. I love everything. I just love it. I mean, I was going to. It was Frankenstein's creature. But anyway, guys, that's it. And I love the prompts this week. Oh, gosh, we've had lovely prompts last time. Now we've had lovely prompts. So what will the next ones be? But let me know what you think. I know the name is really hidden on that piece, but I think it works really well as well. Although we've got the name up there. So yes, you could even class that as a name. I know it's not, but it's the name of a city. So you could realistically class that as a name. That wasn't my name. But, oh, and I've just realised there's a name down here as well. That's Dr. C.A. something, I think, or O.A. Oh, but this was my name. It's my negative space. This is my new to me, the stamp set. And there's my napkin. Let me know what you think down below, actually, guys. I'd love to know. Yeah, lots of threads as well. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe and comment if you haven't already. And don't forget to head over to Jodi's channel to see what she's doing. Because not only does she do this challenge, she does lots of amazing things over there as well. And I know she's doing some Christmas in July videos at the moment, so she'll be linked down below. And until next time, guys, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're still having lots and lots of creepy crafty fun. Bye for now.